Hi Melinda, this is Ricky Dean with the Marketing Department. I'd like to apologize first off for taking so long to get this information back to you. We've gone through and in the email that you received this video in, there's attached in there a proposal to help you with your ad campaigns and your pay-per-click through Google. But additionally, what I want to go through in this video are some things that you're missing a little bit on, and we may be able to help you with that. But what I wanted to do is go into some detail with you on how you could help improve some of your rankings yourself. So I don't know which one of the landing pages you have the ad set up for. That's one of the first things we would like to take an analysis of once we get started. But just overall, looking at the site's visually appealing. I really like the way that you've done call to actions on just about every page. The home page or the jump page has all the information that someone needing to find your services is going to need to have. Then we look into the actual SEO-ness of your website, and I noticed that you're running all-in-one SEO pack. While this is a good SEO tool, we actually like using Yoast a little bit better because it allows you to have different headers versus the meta descriptions and the page names. That's one thing that we really like about the Yoast plugin, and it really helps in the search engines when you're doing it the way that we do it. I'm not familiar with SEO pack, and normally it's all-in-one SEO pack plus tools, enough to give you any good advice on that. We kind of stick with Yoast. It's what we know, and we know it works. But overall, when I first got in here and started looking, I looked at some of your keywords, and I would actually focus on some different keywords than what you're focusing on right now. And your description is a little bit too long, so it's going to be cut off when you're doing a search in Google. So you would do a search in Google, your page would come up in a link. It's only going to hold a certain amount of characters, and with the Yoast tool, it actually gives you a red light, a yellow light, and a green light that tells you when you're getting to the maximum amount of characters that's going to show up good in Google search results. Another thing that we like to do is actually have a very limited meta description for a couple of reasons. One is that you can be more focused on the search relevance in Google, and the other reason that I really like is because it gives a little bit of white space between your search results and your competitors' search results. And when I use the term competitor, I mean in Google, who is ranking where you want to be ranked. That's my definition of competitor for this session. So I like having that little bit of white space that helps you stand out a little bit. The other thing I want to talk about is the first search results in Google. I like that white space that helps you stand out, but even more, I like to have pictures and I like to have videos. Google looks at all of these different things as channels, and I like to be number one in each one of those channels. Right now, you're doing an okay job on the SEO for your website. In just a few minutes, I'm going to give you some advice on the Google Ads that we were talking about that you can actually roll into your website that's going to help rank a little bit better as well. So the very first thing I always go look at is YouTube, and one of the things that I would change right off the bat is in your footer links. When you click on these, it actually takes you directly to the page. I would like this to be a jump, so when you click on this, it opens up Facebook in a new tab. That way when they're finished liking you on Facebook, they close the Facebook tab, they come back to your home page. So you still have that captive audience. But each one of these are launching into the same window, not a new window. So I would change that pretty much immediately. So on your videos, love what you're doing with the videos. It looks like you're being very consistent with them. They've got good content. Just keep up the good work there. I mean, this is probably one of the best jobs that I've seen for someone of your facility size in a while. But there's some advice I'm going to give you here, and I really want you to at least just try one of them right off the bat. When you're actually going in, you're uploading the video, and you can actually go back in now. You can go back in and edit these in your video manager. Okay, but right now, You've got 27 videos in there. This one was published on July 3rd and it's got 44 views. But there's no other description in there. So here's what we call a YouTube video hack. So what we do is, I like that you have the core values of King's Academy, but what I would also put in there is King's Academy is a Christian boarding school located in Tennessee, in that video description line, or the video name line. And then in the video description line, I would start off with the link to your website and include the http://thekingsacademy.net space, and then I would repeat this again. Core values of the King's Academy. King's Academy is a Christian boarding school located in Tennessee. And then I would give a brief narrative of what this video is about. When you do that, the odds that you coming up in a first search ranking for the term Christian boarding school located in Tennessee is going to be huge. You're probably going to get the #1 spot, and you're probably going to do that within a week of changing this title and description. And if it were me, I would go through every one of those videos and I would select the keywords that I'm about to go over with you in Google, and I would incorporate that into the titles and descriptions of each one of those videos that you're targeting to recruit kids to come into. So again, very, very important. This is going to dominate the video channel, which is going to come above the first search results in Google. So it's actually going to be a clip of the video, a picture of the video, a description of it, and then the search results will be below that. I noticed you also have photos on Flickr. You can do the exact same thing with the photos on Flickr. So you go in, name the photograph with the description that you're targeting, and then write a description of the video with that same analysis in there, that same keyword search phrase. Now you're going to come up with a video first, a picture second, and then the link last, depending on the popularity of each. So a couple of things that's going to do is that's going to drive the amount of views that you get on these videos way up. This has 44 views in about a month and a half or so, 2 months, and I expect that you would easily double that. Now, it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more views that you have on YouTube, the higher rankings your videos get. The higher rankings your video get, the more views you get on YouTube. So it's a circular action there. So right off the bat, that's the very first thing that I would do. All right, and here's an example. So I took the name of one of the videos that you have in there. The name of the video is Principal Leroy Beam Provides. I just took that part of the search, or the video title, copied it, pasted it into Google, and if you'll look here, you are the first, second, third, and I think you had another one in here. Yeah, in your Facebook link. So you're dominating the first page of Google for that particular search phrase. Now, what if the search phrase was King's Academy is a Christian boarding school located in Tennessee? All right, so it's not going to have to be that exact long tail key phrase, but and I would mix it up, and I'm going to go through some of the keyword ideas to mix that up with here in just a minute, and why I picked those. So that's the way your search results are going to come out. And if you do the same thing in Flickr, your pictures are going to be beneath these. Okay, so that's just some advice that I like to give everyone. And we do this all day long. We've actually got websites dedicated just for going in and doing SEO work on YouTube videos. So if you're interested in us doing this for you, let me know and I'll get a proposal over to you rapidly. All right, so next thing I do is I go into Keyword Spy to see what keywords you're putting into Google AdWords to get ads to show up on. And I was only able to find 5, and it looks like all of these are local based. So that's probably telling me that you're using a AdWords Express specialist there at Google, because they focus on local. I think it's a 100-mile radius. It may be up to a 250-mile radius that they focus on, which is probably a good market for you to focus on. But since you're a boarding school and you're able to do everything that you can What I would encourage you to do, like you had mentioned, focusing on the Spanish marketplace, we can do that. We can also focus on, instead of doing an entire national campaign, we commonly do a major MSA campaign. So we're just focusing on big cities like Chicago, Dallas, Atlanta, Miami. So we've got the bigger MSA pockets that we target at. Saves a little bit money rather than doing a full national campaign. And lots of times people like in Oneida, Tennessee aren't probably going to be your number one market demographic. The people that live in suburbs of Chicago, those may be. So that's kind of what we like to roll out initially for a company, you know, approximately your size and just getting into Google AdWords. So that's some additional advice that I would give. So if I go and I do a search for Christian schools, this is going to pick up on my local radius, showing that I'm located in Oak Ridge. And when I come down, I actually don't see your Google Plus page coming up at all. So you're not in Maps. So the next advice I would give is to go to Google Maps, Google Places, and fill in your information there. You're also not coming up in the search results. So that's why I wanted to go back to and start off with your actual website, because SEO, you're going to pay for traffic one way or another. You're going to pay for it in the time that you spend doing good SEO on your website, or you're going to pay for the Google AdWords. What I like doing is spending a little bit of money in both places. That way you pretty much cover all your bases. So now I go and I do a search for boarding schools, and Christian schools and boarding schools and private schools I think are going to be your top three top of the board key phrases that I would start targeting. And so I've gone into Google and I've done a tools and analysis on your website. And if I just do it from landing page on the kingsacademy.net, it pulls up 4 different ad groups that they would suggest targeting. Tennessee schools, boarding schools, Tennessee, so Tennessee Christian schools. So this is pulling a lot of Tennessee up, which is getting from your website, which means this is probably what a lot of your website content emphasis is on. I would break that up again. I would minimize Tennessee in the core SEO and have it in the larger ones. King's Academy Christian School, and again, this is pulling from your existing website. So these are some of the search terms that you're hoping someone's going to go to Google, type into Google, and you're going to rank well for. And these should be here, so you're not doing anything wrong. But what I would like to do is expand on it. So what I did was I went in and did a major search for a Christian boarding school, and these are the search results that come up from that. And if you notice, boarding school for girls, well, this one's not all girls, but once you get them onto the landing page and they see the campus and they see how beautiful it is, maybe they'll narrow their target away from boarding school for girls and just start looking at boarding schools and looking at you, since you're a Christian school, a little bit harder. So focus on boarding schools in New York. I mean, you could write a whole page on how people from New York moved to Tennessee and put their kids here. It's not going to take you very long to do that. You've already got the content. All you got to do is switch up the locations. Again, boarding school for boys. So let's look at the ad group ideas that we generated from Christian boarding schools. I don't know why therapeutics in there. Therapeutic boarding school, I guess. But school reviews, school boys, youth, all girls, high school. That's another good one. Boarding high schools. I wouldn't have thought of that. Teen boot camp. You're not necessarily a boot camp, but a lot of people that are considering boot camp may consider sending their kids to you. Schools in Indiana, teenage. This is actually being searched by average monthly searches. So let's go by relevance and go back up to the top again. Keywords like Christian boarding schools, for girls, for boys, boarding schools, top boarding schools. You could write an article on top boarding schools and why you are one of the top boarding schools in your own mindset. Boarding school gets 6,600 searches per month. So that's pretty huge compared to, I think your highest on the ones that you're focusing on is 1,800. So let's go back and let's look at these totals real quick. So private schools, that's another good one. Private Christian schools, Christian private schools, mixing those words up. These actually result in 3,900 searches. Military schools, I would probably avoid that one because most of the military schools have big budgets and they get military discounts. There's huge search volumes in there, but the competition is very, very large also. 27,380 searches per month. Where, like boarding school, the one that we were looking at, there's almost 10,000 searches per month. Best boarding schools in America. We're one of the best boarding schools in America, and this is why. So that's where I would spend some quality writing time if I had it. All right, we've also done a web structure audit report on your website. And again, it's going to kind of reiterate some of the things that I was talking about earlier. This is just going to be a reference sheet for you to be able to go back and work on and not correct or fix, but change some of the linking technologies that you're using now or linking strategies that you're using now. At the top, it shows your PR ranking. It's going to actually break this down into pages and show which pages are page rank 1s, 3s, 5s, and where you're located. We like doing this just to make sure you are listed in the DMOZ and Yahoo directories. You have approximately 114 pages indexed into Google. 106 of those are good to crawl. 7 redirect to other pages. 1 has client errors, and none with server errors. And down below, it'll tell you exactly which pages they are. We've got some HTML validation errors. Sometimes this will happen because of a WordPress theme and some customization of that. What you probably would want to do is dig into those and just see what's going on. Here's the portion I was talking about where no PR rating has been given on 45 pages, PR 0 on 7, PR 1 on 46, PR 2 on 15, and PR 3 on 1 page, which is probably your index page. So what I would do is go in and start monitoring this and tracking it and trying to get as many to come up as you can. Link statistics, these are actually not as important as they were a few months ago, but they are still, pretty important. One of the reasons that I suggested that you use a link in the YouTube video is because you'll be actually getting a link from YouTube, which is a Google property, directly to your page, and they're going to include that. That's also almost instantly going to increase your link rates in your PR rankings, especially when you take that video and you embed it into one of your web pages. All right, pages with too long title tag. You've got 11 pages that are too long. This is actually a canonical error within Google, so I would suggest immediately you go through and change some of these title tags. Again, that's kind of like why we like using Yoast, is that you could name this with a really relevant title tag, but the page name is actually still quite long like this. So you can have it both ways. So that's another reason why we like Yoast. Pages with duplicate titles, you have 2 pages. This is telling Google that you have 2 pages and you didn't know how to rank them, so you rank them the same. This is kind of pulls away from your PR ranking. Pages with missing or empty meta description tag, you've got 103. I would go in and jump right on this almost immediately. You can click on each one of these, go straight to it. If you're logged in as the website administrator, you'll be able to just click edit and then fix the meta descriptions. If you had Yoast, you could actually go in and it would suggest some meta descriptions based on the page content. And then you could approve that, hit publish, and you're done. So anyhow, this goes through every page in your website. So I'm going to include this in the link or in the email that I send over here in just a minute as well. So anyhow, again, I apologize for the delay in getting this out to you. I just wanted to make sure that you got the proposal in your hand, but yet you also see the overall bigger picture that we would kind of like to focus on. We're here to help. Everything's based on a hour basis, and if you like certain things that we've done in here, just let us know and we'll give you a proposal on that as well. Other than that, the 20% after you've successfully completed a campaign is our budget for the AdWords management. And if I can help you in any way, please don't hesitate to give me a call. Thank you.